Imagine stepping into your greatness. Imagine being so secure with everything that you bring to the world. Imagine not fearing failure and in fact flourishing in spite of it. Imagine how awesome that will feel. My career was over before it started. I mean, have you ever felt every bit of dignity just slide right out of your body? It was almost as if I could hear everybody in the room think, who's she? Who let her in? It is surprising how many people actually suffer from imposter syndrome. Statistics say that's upwards of 70% of the population. The story is not about hiccups. It's about the metaphor that's represented by the hiccups. Because in a room like this, filled with people that are smart, intelligent, successful, credentialed, influential, well-known, well-respected, many of us feel like we are just a hiccup away from somebody saying, who's she? Who let him in? He doesn't know what he's doing. Maybe that's you. I know it was me. It's called imposter syndrome. Maybe you've heard of it. It's a special form of self-doubt and anxiety that plagues people that are smart, skilled, and successful, causing them to not believe that they're smart, skilled, and successful. You feel like a fake. You feel like at any moment somebody is going to discover that you've been faking it all along, that you really don't know what you're doing. Somehow it was a bizarre accident you even got to where you are. And any minute your success, which seemed to happen randomly, all of a sudden will go poof, gone. And you feel like a fake. The downside of imposter syndrome is that it keeps you small, it keeps you fearful, and it prevents you from taking risks. The downside of imposter syndrome is that you don't get to enjoy your own success. You don't get to really relax in the fact that you really are quite a rock star. While I was at NASA, I was eventually promoted to the director of the jet engine research test facility that I started working at, and it was a dream job. I loved it. But I'm not lying, I still walked in every day and I thought, do I really know what I'm doing? Because there was no script for the job. People that have imposter syndrome are in jobs where there is no script, there's no choreography, there's no routine. And so that's when I decided there are more people that need to hear this message. I went back to my time at NASA and in my mind deconstructed what I experienced and created strategies that would help people to avoid what I experienced. I created these strategies that are simple and effective, and they work. They'll free up your time, they'll free up your emotional energy, they'll make you feel competent and confident. They will make you feel free to flourish and enjoy your success. The second strategy is to examine the accusation. Because the playground of the imposter is right here inside of your own head. It's a cognitive distortion, a thought pattern shift that you need to unshift. In order to really understand imposter syndrome, it helps to understand the symptoms. Now, there are about 6 or 7 symptoms that as a whole describe what this syndrome looks like. Individually, many of us will struggle with them or experience them, but as a cluster, they point to this imposter experience. The first symptom is what's called the imposter cycle. And it looks like this. Suppose you walk into your job, it's a new day at work, and you have a new assignment. The person with the imposter syndrome looks at this new assignment and says, I'm not sure I could do this. I'm not exactly sure how to start. I really don't want to fail. but I have to get this done. So they will respond in one of two ways. The first way is that a person with imposter experience will over-prepare. They will do everything possible that they think is possible to make this job, this project, a success. They will uncover every obstacle, dot every I, cross every T, create fake obstacles and overcome them. They will have more meetings, send out more emails, make more phone calls, ask more people, gather more people into the project, because their thinking is, I don't know exactly what to do, so if I do a lot, somewhere in there, the right work will be done. So they make themselves crazy, over-prepare, and they get the job done. The second way they may respond is almost the opposite. They look at the job, the project, and they say, not really sure what to do. I'm not exactly sure how to start, so I won't. I'll do something else right now. They procrastinate. And then the deadline starts to get a little closer and your stress level starts to rise. And maybe somebody comes to you and says, hey, Steve, how's that project going? And at the last minute, you jump into action, and you look a lot like that over-preparer. You are a twirling, swirling whirlwind of activity, and you night and day and throw in all of your resources and activity at it, and you get it done. And the thing is that whether you are an over-preparer or a procrastinator, the result is the same. You knock it out of the park. It's amazing. People are astounded. They are saying, oh my gosh, that was phenomenal. I've never seen anybody do such great work, do so much work, or do such great work in such a short amount of time, and applause all the way around, and everybody thinks that you're fabulous, and you, as the person with imposter syndrome, breathe a sigh of relief. But it's not because you did a good job. It's because you thought, phew, that was close. They almost figured out. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. But the relief doesn't last long, because then you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta do it again tomorrow. And this cycle perpetuates. You over-prepare or procrastinate. Relief and anxiety. Over-prepare, procrastinate, relief and anxiety. We need to break the cycle. I speak to all different audiences. I speak to technical audiences, because that's my background. People that are in the STEM careers, science, technology, engineering, and math, they hear this imposter syndrome very, very loud volume. People that are in creative fields, designers, performers, artists, people that are in degreed, credentialed positions, CPAs, lawyers, even physicians, all experience this imposter syndrome. I'll speak to entrepreneurs, because not only is it that they live in an unstructured or an unchoreographed type of position, they don't have a lot of mentoring. And when you are released from this imposter syndrome, imagine what that will feel like. Imagine stepping into your greatness. Imagine being so secure with everything that you bring to the world. Imagine not fearing failure and in fact flourishing in spite of it. Imagine how awesome that will feel when you choose to let the imposter let go of you. It's your choice.